So this is going to be my first attempt at refining ceramic CPUs and getting the gold and the silver and all the precious metals out of them. I just wanted to give you an overview of what I have. I'm not going to be refining all of this in one video, but you know, I have some of these more valuable Pentium Pros, the regular gold Pentiums. The majority of my CPUs are going to be these Intel Pentiums, and these are the ones I'm going to do this video on. I have some oddball ones like the Cyrix and the i960s and a couple other variations. So what I'm going to do, I want to kind of do like a controlled experiment. I'm going to take 20 of these regular Intel Pentium ceramics, and I'm going to do them in groups of 20. I'm going to do one video where we refine 20 of these using one method. Then I'm going to do another video trying another method. So what I was thinking of is my first method, I'm going to break these up like what you've seen in all the other videos, I'm sure. Break these up into little pieces. Then I'm going to put them in dilute nitric acid to dissolve out all the silvers and all the other metals. Then I'm going to add them to aqua regia, and then I'm going to drop the gold and go about that process. On another video, I want to try incinerating these actually. I'm going to incinerate them, and I'm going to try taking that and putting it in a cupel, and I'm going to try refining it that way, and I'm going to see what I get, you know, using the same amount, the same 20 CPUs. Then in a third video, there's a couple other methods, so I haven't really figured out which method I'm going to do for the third method, but I'll think of something. So we're going to start off, I'm going to take my hammer, and I'm going to break 20 of these regular ceramic Intel Pentiums. So I'm going to get started on that now. So I broke one of these in half with the hammer. Let me zoom in a good amount to show you. I believe, see those little wires in there? Right there? I believe those are the gold bonding wires. I believe, but like I said, I'm brand new to this. So I want to try something and see if this will work. I mean, this is all experiment. I'm going to take a torch and I'm going to try to heat up and see if I can remove this. Oops. See if I can remove this dye by melting the solder. Now I wonder if this will be better. There, I can remove that perfectly. And now let's see. So it looks like that works really, really well. I'm curious to see if there's anything below. You see that little gold silicone dye? I don't believe that's gold. Let me see if I can heat that up and see if there's anything underneath that too. I don't know if there is. I don't even know if that'll come off, but we'll see. Doesn't look like that wants to come off. Let me put a little more heat on it. I don't think that's gonna come off. I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna keep doing it like this, and I'm gonna just remove these the little, shoot, it's hot, I should wear gloves. I'm going to remove these little covers. I believe that's just silver solder paste. So I'm going to keep removing these. Thing is glowing orange and it is not moving. Oh, I got it. Nope, it looks like there's nothing underneath it. So all I have to do is remove that first layer. That just looks like it's I don't know what that is, but it's not gold. So I'll remove the top layers, all these, and then we will get them in nitric acid. So after taking all the plates off of the CPUs, I was looking at this, and actually these old Pentiums, I believe those wires I found are not gold. I think they're actually aluminum. And I've also determined the reason people break them up is when they're broken, they'll fit in the beaker better than this. This will work, but next time I actually think I'll break them up, and it probably saves time too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all the tin and copper and a little bit of silver from the solder. And in order to do that, I'm going to add about 400 milliliters of distilled water. Actually, a little bit more. About 500 milliliters. And then I'm going to add some nitric to this, which is going to create dilute nitric acid. And this is going to dissolve the base metals. So let me add some nitric, about 100 milliliters. Let me add a little bit more water because I want it to be fully submerged. And that's another thing, if you break them up, they will be fully submerged, but like this is taking more than I would have liked. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. And I'm going to let this cook for probably about 45 minutes. And then I'll come back and I'll show you where we're at in about 45 minutes. It's been going for about 2 minutes. And you can see the solder that used to be around that, it's already eating it up a good amount. So we'll let this keep cooking down. Alright, it's been boiling for a while now in the dilute nitric to remove the base metals. So I'm going to turn this heat off, let it cool down. Then I'm going to pour it into a beaker, that fluid, and I'm going to add that to my stock pot with some copper to get rid of if there's any silver or any precious metals. Alright, I'm going to not filter, but I'm going to drain this out into a separate beaker. I'm going to add some water to this too. Alright, it looks good. It looks like most of the base metals were removed. I'm going to spray this down with a little bit more water. Rinse it out one more time. They look pretty clean now. Looks like most of the solder's off. Probably a speck still on it, but it looks like I got majority of on it. So now I'm gonna, this solution I'm gonna add to my waste refining bucket with copper, but I'm gonna put that to the side for now. And now in our main beaker, we're gonna take these and we are gonna add some hydrochloric acid with a little bit of nitric acid to create aqua regia. So let me grab my hydrochloric acid. And unfortunately, like I said before, since I didn't break these up, this is gonna take quite a bit. So this is gonna take probably around 400 or 500 milliliters. Around 600. Then I'm gonna start with just a little bit of nitric and go from there. Probably about 50 milliliters worth. I'm gonna turn the heat on. Put my lid on this. And then we'll check back in a little bit and see where we're at.